Hey, welcome. Welcome to Cars, Golf, and Cigars. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. Thank y'all for being here with me on another episode. I really want to talk about spending, not investing, but spending $4 million on a car that we're probably only going to drive maybe 4 times a year. And we're never, ever, 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 ever going to take it on the street. I'm talking about the Bugatti Bolide. Stay right there. I'll be right back. We're going to get into it. And all right, just like that, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Cars, Golf, and Cigars. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. Thank y'all again for being here with me. Thank you again for liking the channel. Thank you again for subscribing to the channel. And if you didn't, that's my way of telling you to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit all the buttons you see at the bottom. We're trying to do what we can do to give you the best content in the car community, the golf community, and of course, the cigar community that we can. You know, just trying to give it to y'all from an enthusiastic point of view. And you already know what the title is today. The Bugatti Bolide, which is basically a French term for the racing car. All right? It is an amazing vehicle. It first premiered in 2020, basically when you can actually put your first order in for it, okay? And now you can actually, people who put their orders in for it can actually pick it up now. But before we get too into it, all right, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? So before we get too into it, let's start this. Let's spark this. Let's get it going. We're going to have a cigar conversation while we talk about these cars, man. Yeah, that's it. Could use a little more. The Bugatti Bolide. First of all, think about it like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. This is a collector's item. It was 3.5 million. I think when you first went to put your order in, it is already right now valued about 4.6, 4.7 million. So it's already appreciated, and it just came out. Not just came out, but it just became available, okay? It's already appreciated. So therefore, that's why I'm saying this is a collector's item, not just because of that, also because it is the last W16 8-point liter Bugatti will ever make. They will never make this engine again, ever. And it's only 40 of them made in the whole entire world. 40. And they're all sold. You can't buy one. They're all sold, okay? So they've all been allocated. Everybody who wanted one, they got theirs already. Or maybe 2 or 3 people might be waiting for them, but they're sold. There's no allocations for it. And if you're a Bugatti customer, you already know you're not selling this vehicle to nobody else. And if you are, you probably put a stipulation on it where you probably can't even sell this car for the first 3 years of ownership. But let's get into why you would spend $3-4 million on this sports car that you can't drive on the street. It's not street legal, people. Not in the USA. I'm not sure about Europe. But it's not street legal here. It's a racetrack vehicle only. So much that the vehicle comes with 2 sets of tires when you buy it. They have the regular tires that's strictly for transportation wise. It's strictly just to get the vehicle off the truck and to push the vehicle into your garage, or basically to the dealership that you're gonna pick it up from, because they're not gonna bring it directly to your house first. It's gonna go to a dealership first, and then you would have to have it brought to your home or wherever you want it from there, because the dealership has to do all the inspections on it, because it's coming from overseas, of course. The other set of tires is the slicks. Those tires are strictly for the racetrack. Those are not tires you want to even try to put on a regular street. Number one, they're too soft. They're not going to work on a street, on a civilian street. There's no grip. They're not made for that. They're only made for asphalt. That's it. Racetracks only. That's all. They can't do regular streets. And these tires are probably about $50,000, $60,000 that you would have to probably change out twice a year. Now that's an approximate. I'm not sure about the tires, but I know most of those you have to change out twice a year. The Bugattis, it's a very serious financial habit to have. So it's not for the financially weak. Owning this vehicle is not for the financially weak. And when I say financially weak, I'm talking about you just can't have $1 million in your account and now you think you can have one. No, you need to be liquid at any time, at all times, $60 to $150 million at any time, easily, if you really want to own this vehicle. Because like I said before, you're never really going to drive the vehicle on the street. How many times are you going to take this to the track? I don't know. Maybe 3 times a year, because it only runs on 102 octane. You can't even put 93. But instead of me talking all about it, I want y'all to look at it for yourself. We'll be back, and then we'll finish discussing it. Man, listen. I told y'all. That's not a regular sports car, okay? That's sports car ROCKSTAR. That's what that is. Super hyper performance vehicle ROCKSTAR. That's not a regular sports car. And if you drive regular sports cars, you should never put your ass in that car, because you might. Listen, if you gotta die driving fast, well, there you go. There you go. 'Cause that's the first thing I said when I looked at it. If I gotta go driving fast, that's gonna be the one to take me out. I have a good friend of mine. Shout out to my brother J.A. Martin. I know a lot of y'all know him from FUBU, one of the founders of FUBU. Okay, and very, very personal, good friend of mine. I call him a big brother. I remember one night, quick story before we get back into this. I remember one night, me and him went to go pick up a Ferrari that he had just got, right? And it was incredible. We walked in there, 45 minutes later, we was driving out of there in this beautiful black Ferrari. I think it was, it might have been an F30, F35. Oh no, 430, it was a 430. Okay, and amazing. I had to leave. I couldn't even hang out the whole night. I was just so impressed and happy for my brother that he got this car. I saw him the next day, and the first thing I said was, man, let's hit the garage. I need to go see that car again. Let's go see the garage. He told me, bruh, I took it back this morning. And if Jay see this, he's gonna tell you the truth. Keith, what up, boy? What's good, Frenchie? If Jay see this, he gonna tell you he ain't lying. He told me, I took it back this morning, and I said, why did you take it back? What are you talking about? What happened? He said, I was out all night, I had a great time, and I drove it home. And when I was driving it back home, it was so fast, it scared me. I said to myself, this is gonna be the car to kill me. I'm gonna die in this car. It's gotta go back. And he went and bought a Bentley GT Continental. True story. So I'm saying to say this, if you're not ready for certain vehicles of this caliber when it comes to this kind of speed, even if you got the money, don't do it. That's a disclaimer. Because this vehicle is 1,600 horses, okay? Top speed, 240 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. I think it's 1,600 pounds per torque. Also, that means it will snap your neck all the way back. That's why when you sit in the cabin, you cannot move. It is not made to move your shoulders. When you sit in the cabin, and that's why these cars are made per customer. They're made for that person. You are in it. There is no room besides your wrist and your elbows, but your shoulders are not going anywhere. It is that tight in there. And they dumbed it down because they actually made an original one that was 1,800, almost 1,900 horses that was actually competing against the Formula One vehicles. So what this is a sports car, race car, hypercar. This is the equivalent of it's a luxury F1 vehicle. I done summed up the whole video. I can actually close the video out right now. I done summed up the whole thing. It's a luxury F1 vehicle. That's what it is, okay? Because it still has air conditioning, to believe it or not. You know, F1s don't have no air conditioning, nothing like that. It has some comforts in that vehicle for people who want to still drive it and feel super comfortable in a hypercar. So it's heavier. Even though it's 500 pounds less than the Bugatti Chevron, it's still overweight if it was an F1 vehicle. But it's a beautiful car. Beautiful car. Once again, matter of fact, I wrote some stuff down. Because I said to myself, I said, Kadan, you're going to forget some stuff. And I don't want to have my peoples that watch me not give y'all all the information. Okay, what I left out here? Very important also. It has internal hydraulic pumps under the vehicle so you can jack the car up. I think that's ingenious. I think more cars should have that. You know how many times you're looking for a jack to jack your car up to change your tires? This vehicle comes with 4 pumps, hydraulic jacks under the vehicle. You need an air compressor though. You connect the air compressor and it immediately jacks the car up for you so you don't have to do it. Just like if you was racing in Formula One. even though they use the machine that jacks the whole car up. But the bottom line is, you know, 1-cylinder bolts on the wheel, so it's just one process to put them in, take them off, put them back. It's just like having a Formula One car with luxury inside of it. But I do like that. It also has 2 or 3 fire suppressors around the vehicle. So things can happen. You can crash. If you think your car is catching smoke, if you think your car is about to blow up or what have you, there are certain things inside the car and around the car for the driver and the passenger to be able to pull at any time to foam that car out. But once you pull it, the car is over because it's going to foam the car down. So you might as well the car's over, okay? And it also has 2 pins on each side, driver side, passenger side, for the car for the doors to come off in case there is an accident and they got to come get your behind about that vehicle. And I think there's something else on the inside, but I know there's on the outside. Those are great safety precautions that Bugatti has implemented. And I think it's necessary. Let's put it like that. It's very necessary. One of the things also that you've seen, this car is not a car that you can have on and you think you just gonna talk to your boys, smoke a cigar while it's idling. Not at all. It has no traditional fans. The car cannot idle. It is similar, once again, to F1 vehicles. Once you turn this vehicle on, you have to drive. You have to drive because if the engine is on for more than 3 minutes or 4 minutes idling, maybe less, it can start to burn out. The car cannot sit in one place while it's on. It has to move. It does have fans inside the vehicle to try to keep things cooler in the cabin. But really for the engine, how we have traditional fans in all of our vehicles, it does not have that. So you can't leave this car on. So you will buy this vehicle and you will have to have people help you push the vehicle because you're not even driving it from the transportation truck to your garage. It's too long. It's not going anywhere. Once it's on, it has to go. It has to go. It cannot stay still. It has to go. You got to have an open lane. This is why it's a track vehicle. It cannot do red lights. It cannot do traffic. Okay? It just can't. Traffic, you will kill your car. You'll kill the car. But I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear what's your interpretation. How do you feel about it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Would you buy it if you had the means? If you do have the means, would you buy it? In my mind, it's a collector's item and it's going to appreciate. Would I buy it to keep it forever? I would hold on to it for about 3 years. I would. And I would try, if I was going to resell it for the 3 to 4 years, then I'm pretty sure if I paid $4 million, I wouldn't let it go for less than 7 to 7.5. I would have to make $3 million off that car for me to sell it, else I wouldn't get rid of it. Let's also take care of the business before we get out of here. Etsy.com, people. Etsy.com. You put in the search bar, Mogul Mindset. One word, all right? One word. That's where you can get all the apparel that I designed for the Mogul Mindset individuals, entrepreneurs. You are seen before you are heard. Represent yourself correctly. Make sure when you walk in a room, they know everything about you before they even say, how you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? Because the way you dress is the way you will be addressed from others, okay? So carry yourself with some pride and some respect. You're seen before you're heard. My name is Kadon A. Sterling. Don't forget to check me out on Mogul Talk 101, right here on YouTube, all right? Check out my TikTok channel as well. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support, especially the comments. Don't forget, share the video with other people. If you like what we got going on here, make sure somebody else knows about it. Just don't keep it to yourself. All right, I'll see you on the next one.